So our next speaker is also a very welcome person in this conference. Cong Chen is a vice president at Radhakat, and I would like to tell you a little bit of the story here. So a month ago, I was researching for a device that will, connect off-grid like many of you, because it's a current problem of many of us. I discovered that, unfortunately, Gotenna was not able to do what I wanted to do because it was not connecting to ATAK. And I discovered another startup called Radhakat. Now, Radhakat is supporting a technology that, in my opinion, is the way to go. And I hope that Cong will introduce that. And already when I tested C1, so the previous version of Radhakat, I was able to achieve incredible results because they are using LoRa. That is a advanced technology for communication. So I was able to connect from 16 kilometers, aka 10 miles. Now, Radhakat is coming out with C2, and I engaged with them for many months, and I finally convinced them that integrating into ATAK is the way to go. And I hope today, Cong, you can present us something that is in this regard. Cong.
Yep. Hi, can you hear me, everyone? Q?
Yes, we can, and we see your
Okay.
screen.
Awesome. Is it okay for me to go ahead now? Do you see the
Absolutely.
screen with
Yeah.
ATAK Radacat plugin? That's
Yeah.
okay. All right, that's the right screen. I'll get started then. Okay. So hi everyone, my name is Cong, and I work as a VP of Business Development at Radhakat Technology Canada. And today, I will introduce to everyone what we have been working on at Radhakat, which is a plugin for the TAK and ATAK community to be used on Android. So this is our products. The spherical shaped one is what we call the Radhakat C1 and C2. They're designed like this. And diamond shaped one, this is the mini tracker, the C2 mini. It's one of our newer products, and I'll go into details now. The product we have developed at Radhakat is an off-grid GPS tracking and communication device. It pairs to our phone and communicate even when there's no cell phone signal or internet because it uses LoRa technology. Due to the nature of our product being designed for outdoor use, we think it's really suitable for ATAK users. And we know that there's a lot of developers here, and we're working to make it more open source and then open our API. So we would really like to introduce our product to becoming a plugin on the TAK and ATAK family. So first of all, I would like to talk a little bit about our hardware products first. So our GPS tracker connects to each other through LoRa technology. LoRa is L-O-R-A. LoRa stands for long range and low power, and it uses sub-gigahertz radio frequency to broadcast to secure and private radio channels. Using LoRa technology, we have achieved point-to-point communication with range of up to 6 miles for our device, and that's just between two devices with no mesh. And then with mesh, we can extend this range further. Right now, we're working with up to 6 jumps, so connecting 7 devices point-to-point for a maximum range of 42 miles. So here on the picture on the right-hand side, those are the products, like I mentioned, the C2 and the C2 Mini. So the C2 Mini is a diamond-shaped one, and then it's also, we have black and white here, and it's designed to be more of a passive device. You don't have to interact with it all the time. One of the use cases we have made for it is to have it being worn on pets. On this picture here, we have it. So on this picture here, we have it attached to a child or a pet. They don't even have to be able to be on their phone to use it. On the receiving end, so when after you pair it with Bluetooth, your phone will constantly follow the C2 tracker up to its maximum range of 6 miles. So you keep on getting their notification of where your child or your pet has wandered off to. Yeah, I'll go on to the details regarding the product later, but you can right now you can already buy our products at Amazon at our website radhakat.com. And right now we're developing the plugins for ATAK, starting with the C2 Mini I just mentioned, and I'll share some picture on the progress of that. These are the developer versions. Let me just boot that up. The developer versions of what we have been working on so far. So this is the screenshot I took from my phone. So first of all, after adding in the Radhakat plugin, you can access it from the right side, the 3 vertical dots, and drop down alphabetically. You can find Radhakat, and we have a chat interface when we pop it up. Here you can see the Bluetooth button, which is used for connecting, and then the standard chat interface, the paper airplane button, is used for. They have suggestions on your most recently used text messages, so you can send them right away with one click. And then there's also a custom input field where you can just input text. If you just try to send a message regularly, it'll prompt you to please connect your device. Luckily, we do have that functionality. By clicking onto the Bluetooth, you can either update your group code or connect your device. And then here, in the device section, after you press scan, this is where you will scan for devices. After I turned on my Radhakat C2 device and then turned on the Bluetooth of my phone, it became detected. So this was what happened. And then on the ATAX interface, we can already see what was the firmware of the Radhakat C2 tracker and the power level. Afterwards, I can start talking in a group chat. So right now for the group chat functionality, we do support group chat, and then so far we don't have a limit on that. And yeah, there's no limit on the maximum number of people, and as long as everyone has a Radhakat C2 Mini, we can start sending messages. This is still the developer version of our build, and our hardware is already manufactured with way more functionalities, and we will plan on releasing them to ATAK in the near future. I know that there are many developers out there that would like to play around with the API themselves, and I will share the doc and APK we have prepared later.
And Cong, we have
Yep.
shared already the initial version of the APK. So for anyone that is interested to check it out, on the Discord channel of our community, we have link so that you can go to Radhakat channel and try it out. It's clearly an initial version. So one question is, one thing that is very special in the C2 mini tracker is the fact that you have a alarm button, so the SOS special function button. So we wonder if you would integrate that with the ATAK functionality. ATAK has a integrated, SOS functionality. That would be very important, for people without any device, but being able to ask for help, correct?
Right. So right now we do have built in onto the C2 Mini the SOS button. You can see it here more clearly on this picture. It's just one button, and if you press it several times, it triggers SOS. And it's quite easy for us to integrate it into the ATAK plugin. So once you press it on the device, you can also see the SOS signal onto the ATAK on the ATAK side. Right now what we have prepared for this demo was what I just showed, which is the basic messaging functionalities. And afterwards, we would also like to learn more from the ATAK users on what functionalities. After I introduce all the functionalities we have of our existing product, I would like to learn more about what functionality everyone's more excited about, and then we can prioritize developing on that.
Absolutely. And I think that if you let your developers look at the amazing work that Paul has done, they can for sure speed up, the development. Do you
Yeah,
have a current roadmap of when is that a plugin will be released?
right now I don't have that on my side, but I will ask the development team after I have the questions from this conference. I will get back to you when I talk to the development team.
Okay, so here I have a comment from Slab say that if you could, integrate that with GeoChat would be awesome rather than having the separate chat. And as we said with the poll talk, is very possible to do that. It's only a matter of understanding how you can do it.
Right, yeah, I think we already have the like whatever that's being sent integrated into the app. We just have to make the correct API calls to transfer them from one place to another.
Okay. Perfect. So any other questions from the community? I'm looking at the chat. So I don't see any questions, but we have some people typing. So do you like? Oh, another question from my side would be: currently we have 3 different products. I own all of them. So as a user, I wonder if you are planning to have any compatibility between the C1, the C2 messenger, and the C2 mini tracker.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
If you are going to embed compatibility so that they can tell to each other between the C1, C2, and mini tracker.
Right. So right now that is already a work in progress. Actually, initially we plan to make one APP for all of our products. But then that the reason was we didn't have enough interest in cross-platform communication. We do have we are in the process of working on that. After we release the Radhakat Pro. Communicator Pro. So I will get into onto talking more about that later.
Okay, so you have further slides?
Pardon me?
You have additional slides you want to present?
Yeah, I do have additional slides.
Okay, go on, please.
Okay. So like I said, this is still a developer version of our build, and our hardware is already manufactured. And there's way more functionalities we plan to release to ATAK. Such as here we have the geofence, and I'm sure that many of you have already heard about such similar functionalities from other plugins. Next, I'll go into details about the key functionalities of this Radhakat C2 Mini, which is the one that's we're already integrating onto ATAK. And I hope this will give everyone a good idea of what you can expect coming up to the ATAK plugin. So once we release more of our hardware functionalities coming from our dev team. And we will also like to know what kind of feature everyone would find useful, and this will help us prioritize what to develop on. So this is the Radhakat C2 Mini. First of all, we're using LoRa technology, and we use it to create a private network using our and our point-to-point range is 6 miles. We have developed our own private protocol for LoRa, which we call Radar Link, and we're not using LoRaWAN, which is what the most default developers are using. The advantages of that is we're providing a decentralized network, and we're independent from internet service providers. This means that we're not using we're using our communication, and it's not a paid service. It does not require a SIM card or anything. And then in the case of emergency, when phone services are down and there's no internet services either, radio networks usually tend to be functional, or at least that's how it is in a apocalypse movie where militaries connect to civilians through radios. And although the Radhakat C2 Mini is designed to be a tracker and a passive device, it does, if you connect a phone on each end, like I demoed, you can use it as a messaging app. Also on the Mini tracker itself, there's a SOS button, and this will discreetly alert the person on the receiving end with the phone that the where was the tracker is in trouble. So the way that it connects to your phone is through Bluetooth, but it does not require constant connection. Once it leaves Bluetooth range, we use LoRa to communicate the devices themselves. It only needs Bluetooth for initial pairing stage, so we know to set any number of trackers as a group. Currently, we have 6 level of operations, which are messaging, live tracking, beacon, location on demand, and 6-level alarm. Then they use many different they use different things, and for example, the 6-level alarm is actually a motion sensor, which we say that level 1 is gets triggered by really minuscule level of movement, and level 6 is a large number of movement. For example, if you place the radar trackers somewhere inside your bike, and then you want to get detection if someone is fiddling with it or is about to steal it. Maybe like minuscule amount of movement, such as someone like parking their bike next to yours and like rocking your bike a bit, doesn't trigger the alarm. But then if someone were to get like a chainsaw and try to cut your lock, that'll be too much movement, and then it'll trigger and then ring on your cell phone. These modes of operation use different amount of power. For example, with live tracking, you're following the tracker at all times. It gives you a constant feedback. But then if you use location on demand, it just paints it when you manually prompts it to paint it. So like location on demand is really useful when you want to just get update on something that's you expect to stay in the area. While for something that's constantly moving or moving fast enough for it to leave the area, maybe you want live tracking. We have also the relay mode, which is what we use for mesh two-sided mesh networks. It sets the tracker to relay messages and also detection range of the overall network by allowing trackers to pick off some other trackers. We have also other hardware built in, like I said, the 6-axis accelerometer and gyroscope. We can use it to track physical activity and detect when the wearer is moving or have fallen, which is a really good use case for family security safety we have here with elderly people. We can both keep track of where they are, or if they've fallen and haven't gotten up, we'll send we can detect that with our accelerometer. The battery life of the C2 tracker is from 8 hours when constantly using to 30 days if it's on one of those low power consumption operations, such as 6-level alarm. On the right, those are the use cases. Starting from international travel, we think that's one of the good use cases, because if you're in a foreign country, obviously you might not have the SIM. To just connect with someone who also have a cell phone, you can just use the Radhakat tracker. And then,
sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
In regard to international travel, we got 2 questions. One is, will Radhakat products will be available in Europe?
Will it be available in Europe? So right now we are not selling it in Europe, because we have only the first version of our Radhakat C1 on Amazon in US right now, US and Canada. We just haven't been doing the marketing there. But a part about our technology is that the frequency we use is 686 to 970 millihertz, and that could be used anywhere. We just automatically we have our hardware automatically detect the local frequency to be able to use. For example, in North America, the local frequency is 915. So it will automatically be usable there if you take it there.
Okay, another question that is related is if you need any kind of FCC license to use Radhakat.
FCC on the user end? No.
But you do have a FCC license, so that is legal in the United States, correct?
To use it? So we have already applied that with the board. I'm not too sure about whether you need a license. You need to separately get a license yourself. My answer will probably be no for that.
Okay. So thank you. Go on.
Yeah. So yeah, so those are use cases. International travel, you can use it so that you don't have to apply for a new SIM card. For off-grid adventures, anywhere that doesn't even have cell phone signals, it's great. For crowded events, usually cell phone services are compromised because there's too many local users. And like I mentioned, family safety. It can also detect when elderly person has fallen or if your child has wandered out of range of your geofence. For hunting and skiing, these are when you're constantly moving. We can track if you went into a danger area. And for emergencies, when there's like the cell phone lines are down, or for pets, it's really nice because then they don't even have to understand how to use the tracker themselves. You just have to wear one on their collar, and it's also waterproof. We have designed this waterproof casing for it that just secures it as long as it was in the casing. Next, I'll introduce the other products. So right now we have the other products you have seen previously, and this is the Radhakat C2, the upgraded version of our first device. This is what we call the Radhakat Messenger C2. So C1 was the first version. The major difference between this product and the Radhakat C2 Mini is that while it's bigger, it still fits in your hand. It's about twice the size. And it supports voice messaging as well as text messaging, and also it has longer battery life of 36 hours of continuous use. While it is bigger, it's not that big. You can just fit it in your hand, clip it to your pants, and put it on your bag. It doesn't get in the way much. So
a question from users is, can you recap the difference between the two products, the Radhakat Messenger and the Mini Tracker?
So can I recall it? So the difference is that this one has a longer battery life of 36 hours if you're using it continuously with text, while for the Mini Tracker, if you're continuously using it, we're quoting around 10 hours. And also this one supports voice communication, not just text.
Okay, and you don't have any physical button, correct?
This one does not. But it does have a screen, which the C2 does not.
Okay.
Yep. And then coming up next is actually the Radhakat Pro. This is something that we're currently in the middle of developing, and then we hope to get it released next year. Along with upgrading our software capability, the main hardware issue we have to tackle is the range of communication. So now point to point, we're aiming at 12 miles instead of 6 miles. That is without any tethers, without single tether. And then and we're trying to also improve our mesh capabilities to just make essentially at least double the range. Yeah, that is about our product, and if anyone's interested, I can also talk about the company and what you can expect us to work on in the future.
Go on.
Yep. So our company, Radhakat Technology Canada, was founded in 2016. We're based in Vancouver, BC, and we're aiming our product at the IoT market. Our technology are focusing in the area of communication, and our technologies use LoRa, Bluetooth, HTTP protocols. From the years since our company was founded in 2018, in the early stages, we're focusing on R&D and manufacturing our product. And in 2018, we were able to have the manufactured, and we were working on the getting them patented and approved for sales in North America, and with the FCC boards and everything. In the last few years, since 2018, we have been developing more and more products. And then we have been working on bringing our products to market. Right now, we're not doing too well on having a decent marketing team or posting ads everywhere. So that's one of the other stages we're going to work on next. In the picture, you can see the orange one is the Radhakat C2 messenger, and the diamond one is the Radhakat C2 tracker that I have mentioned, and then the upcoming products, starting with the Radhakat Pro, Messenger Pro, and then on the beside that is something we're currently working on, and that is Android phone with LoRa integrated and all the functionality of the Radhakat Messenger Pro built inside of it already. And the last two here, the black and white ones, they are indoor and outdoor gateways, and they're designed to be designed to use mesh network capabilities to transmit and tether internet services, and also LoRa over longer range.
Okay, hold on, because here I have to say I'm super excited about the idea of a LoRa phone. To me, it's the clear evolution of the technology. Like previously, we had external GPS, and now no one would like to have a external GPS because it's integrated in the phone. Can you share with us a target date for when this product is going to be available?
Actually, we already have the product manufactured, but the hard part is getting approved right here, because one of the difficulty is that we had it manufactured in a Chinese factory, and we don't know the legalities of having. Well, we're not too familiar of having like what we need to do to have the phone approved for sales here. So that's still what we're working on, but it's already manufactured, and I'm not sure if we can distribute it outside of China right now.
So you are saying that you have already prototypes ready to go?
Yes, we have the prototypes ready to go. We're working on whether having it approved for sales and finding out the legal issues of having the phone distributed.
Okay, I got a ton of questions. So first question from Packet Racket, is the Radhakat C2 voice feature going to be usable with ATAK? Are you planning to do that?
So not yet, because first of all, this is something that is on the C2 and the C2 and the Messenger Pro. So what we're thinking of is actually skipping straight to this, potentially skipping straight to the Radhakat Pro for the integration next. So we don't have a date for that yet.
Okay, let me look at additional questions. I have to scroll through them. So another one is, will the ATAK plugin work with C2 Mini and C2 Messenger? From
No,
Greg.
right now we're only developing it for C2 Mini, or the C2, also known as the C2 tracker.
Okay. And then I have another one from Corey. What are the bandwidth capabilities of the Radhakat device?
Bandwidth capability, I'm sorry, I don't know that off the top of my head right now.
Okay. And then we have some people in chat not convinced about the range, 6 miles range. So we have people skeptical about that. Can you tell us how have you tested it?
Yeah, so we have tested it, and then the reason why we can actually accomplish 6 mile range is because of our protocol Radalink. And essentially how we solved it is that different from LoRaWAN, the header and packets are much smaller. And then we also addressed issues of packet loss. So that significantly improved our range. Basically just our custom protocol.
Okay, I have a question from Roy regarding the cost. What is the expected cost on the street?
The cost of Radhakat C2 Mini. So right now we're selling them in pairs, and you can find them for, I think, $269 for one pair.
Okay, and what about the messengers? Are they more cheaper?
Right.
They are more expensive?
So on the website, it's $289 for the messenger, and I believe that is in Canadian dollars.
Okay, so in US dollars will be cheaper.
It'll be cheaper.
Okay. And here I have another question for the C1 plugin. Is any ETA for a plugin, ATAK plugin for the C1?
No, we have not decided on even working with the C1 right now, just because we would like to go straight into C2 and like people to work with our newest thing. But actually, it might not. There might be some overlap because there's similar types of model with just different. So the internal details are much of the same. We will just have to um, develop on that probably starting next year after the C2 mini.
Okay. So currently,
Yeah,
that's all the question I got. Do you have
okay,
additional
I'll just
slides?
wrap up then. I think I have a few more minutes.
Yeah,
I can
Cong.
just wrap up on giving my conclusion. So yeah, in the upcoming years, we plan to continually develop our product and target the Internet of Things market. Our mission is to link anything, anyone, anywhere, and we want to give everyone alternative means of communication, even when they don't have internet. We also like to, from working with TAK and ATAK, we also want to have our development team learn about how, like what our customers want, and how to work better with other developers. We have already learned many things from working with the code. And yeah, thank you. For the next step, we would like to open our API to the public and release more functionalities of our hardware to be used on the ATAK platforms. And because of that, we would like to hear back more from ATAK users regarding what part of our product may seem more excited. And what kind of features everyone will find most useful, so we can prioritize better. Here I have the contact information of the support team, support@radhakat.com, or you can contact me directly at Chen@radhakat.com. Our company website is radhakat.com, and this is where you'll find all of our product for sales. Currently, we are shipping for free to Canada and US, and our website is also the best place to find our documentations on how to use our product for the end user. You can also find out description about our upcoming product that I talked a little bit about, and our teams. And lastly, for anyone who's interested, I said I'll share the plugin, and I will do that, I think, on Discord afterwards. Yeah, thank you for listening to my presentation.
Okay, I have two last questions in the chat. One is, so you are confirming that you are going to release an SDK apart the ATAK plugin. Is that correct?
No, sorry, we're only working on the plugin right now. So I'm saying that we're working on making our APK more public and making some of our code open source as well. But
Oh, you are going to open source your current application. Is that what you said?
yeah, some parts of it. Starting at the same time as working on the Pro.
Okay. And the last question is, your current plugin will be able to send also icons or are just supporting a chat and user location?
Right now I actually haven't tested sending icons, my mistake, but we can at least send chat, and we have tested with sending other language characters. That is what we tested. I know I have on my demo picture of like sending an icon, but I actually haven't tested that.
Not sending icons over text. We are referring to sending PLI or COTS, meaning
Okay.
points on the map.
No, we have not worked on that yet. So on the version I was working at, that was using the ATAX GPS plugins.
Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, Cong. And again, I will like to underline the fact that I am simply a user. I am not connected with Radhakat, but I am a big supporter of the hardware behind Radhakat. One thing that Cong has not expressed is the fact that with the Radhakat mini tracker, you can have an update every 10 seconds. And that is really fantastic to get very often updates. So, and the functionalities are really incredible.
Yep,
So
that's
give it
right.
a try because I think this company really needs support. It's a small company, And if we community, we're going to support them. We get great things from them. So thank you so much, Cong.
Thank you so much, Gyu. And just expanding a bit about what you said, updating every 10 seconds. That's actually our default. We can actually set it you can actually set that parameter yourself if you want to do like 30 seconds or 1 minute. We have that functionality as well.
Great.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.